Welcome to episode 19 of Composing with Jerry. I had to admit that this week I did not get anything done on Paradise Lost, but there's a good reason. There's a good reason. I got a part-time job, and it's very mentally taxing. I really have to do a lot of concentration, and so my brain power hasn't really been there to work on music. Plus, I've been really wanting to make sure I really learned that job really well so that I could uh, be able to be successful and pay the bills. It's not really what I want to do, but it's going to be something that's going to help tide me over till something better does come along. But it also gave me a little bit of time to consider a different way of doing this. So far, this process of creating these videos every week has been actually quite laborious because the real Achilles heel for all this has been my screen capturing programs that I've been trying to use. Um, with the exception of only one, every screen capture program that I've been dealing with really does not capture the system audio very well. You have to download special drivers for it, and sometimes it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. And for a video log that deals specifically with music, that system audio is really, really kind of important. You really need to be able to hear it the way that it's supposed to be. I've had to, so the program that I ended up settling on was the one called Bandicam, and it's decent. It allows you at least to have the screen capture. It captures the system audio, and it lets you have a microphone and another video source, like in this case, webcam, to capture too. And you can have that overlay wherever you want to, but the overlay is going to be what it is. Once you hit record, that overlay gets burned into the video. You can't change it after the fact. And whatever extra audio they're using, like say for instance my lavalier microphone, that also gets burned into it so that you can't adjust the volume after you've captured. I kind of got spoiled early on because the program that I used to use a long time ago was called ScreenFlow, and it would capture all these different inputs, and then you'd have multiple tracks that you could edit after the fact. You could adjust the volume. You could place the overlay where you want it to be, and that kind of thing. It was great, and it captured the audio just fine with no problems. Bandicam and all the other ones that I've seen and used, at least they've been kind of cheap, so maybe that's the reason. Tends to capture the audio with a lot of pops, clicks. Sometimes it hesitates, sometimes it skips. And for a video vlog that's dealing with music, that's unacceptable. But that's what I could afford at the time, so I had to do some workarounds. When I'm playing back on the screen and you see the cursor moving, what you're hearing is not the system audio. You're hearing me having taken that like say that music score document and exported the entire thing as a waveform, brought that into my video editing program, which is Final Cut Pro. And whenever the system audio is supposed to be playing, I bring in that waveform so you can hear crisp and clear music. The problem with that is that when you're dealing with multiple instruments and I'm trying to highlight, say, oh, here's what the woodwinds sound like, or let's hear that solo clarinet play that little triplet pattern. That means that I have to have wave versions of each of those samples, like those ideas, as their own documents, and I have to bring them into Final Cut Pro, and it creates all sorts of editing issues after the fact. So what normally would be, say, an hour-long process of capturing the video and then editing it to fit the time you need to and make it sound better, and then exporting that and bring that into YouTube. That turns into I film on Saturdays, or I try to film on Saturdays. Then I'm up all night Saturday night trying to edit all this video together to have something I can publish on Sunday morning. Because my workaround is this. Screen capture is done through Bandicam. If I do use an overlay, it'll do that too. But lately, in order to get around the whole idea that I can't adjust my voice, I've been recording my voice and my face using my iPhone, and then I would export that onto my computer, and that bringing that in as its own separate file. So I've got the Bandicam, got my iPhone stuff, and then I have the document, the MuseScore waveforms or the Logic waveforms of their bringing in separately. Then I had to chop all that together and make it work. The issue also with that is that sometimes my audio was not synced. Like say, I think that sometimes my phone will record in 44.1, but my screen capture and my documents are all in 48K. And so there's a little bit of lag there, and sometimes I have to cut and nudge it over so that it doesn't get out of sync. Long story short, maybe 2 or 3 hours of shooting a video ends up being 9 hours of editing video to bring something that's going to be about a half hour on YouTube. So this week I bit the bullet and I bought ScreenFlow, the newer version, so that works with my newer Mac. And I've noticed it's capturing the video just fine, capturing the audio just fine. It's the overlay is where I can put the overlays where I want to. Like right now, I've set aside the upper part of the screen to put my face and put the overlay of the piano. So it's great, and I can adjust my voice so that it can be loud when it needs to be or soft when it needs to be, and it's minimal amount of editing that. And basically, I just export this. I bring this into Final Cut Pro, put on my episode bumpers and some titles and that kind of thing. Do some final, tweaking, and then exporting that, and then I can upload it to YouTube. I guarantee you, this video that you're seeing right now took me all of about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to actually edit, because it's doing all of this capturing and all this stuff without having any problems. Like right now, if I was capturing in Bandicam, you would not be able to hear my voice very much, and you'd be hearing a ton of pops and clicks, and it would sound horrible. And then in order to cover that up, I would have to use an exported version, which is right now what you see right here. This was 2 weeks ago. This was me recording in real time, me improvising, coming up with what eventually became, right? Or that theme. Well, I had, I couldn't play those back. This anytime that you heard this in that video, it was this document wave version of that. It wasn't the system playing back. So just letting you know, next week I should have another video dealing with Paradise Lost. And what I might do this week, if I get time, is I'm going to come up with the battle music, or at least some of the essential themes for the battle music. And what I might do now that I have this new kind of way of capturing this is I might include you in that process, so that it's done in real time, and then I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours editing that. So yeah, I might do that. If not, I still have something to share with you that deals with the Paradise Lost. So have a wonderful week. Thanks again for your patience. I'm really actually excited about this part a lot, because this frees up a lot of my creativity time and will make my weekends more enjoyable and not so stressful. So thanks again for your support. Thanks again for listening. Please comment. That really helps know that you guys are out there. Somebody's listening, somebody's watching. So even if you're just saying hi. So, have a great week.